This is a supplement video for administrators in workflow who provide feedback and approve course proposals through the TWU Course Inventory Management system. It is highly recommended that administrators first watch the Introduction to the TWU Course Inventory Management System video to ensure that they are familiar with all of the system's features and processes. When a modification to an existing course or proposal for a new course is entered into the CIM system, an automated email is generated and sent to inform the next individual in the Curriculum Committee approval workflow process that a proposal is ready for their review. Administrators who receive this email simply need to click on the link in the email to be brought to the CIM system. Note that this link is the same in all the notifications indicating a proposal is ready for their personal review and approval. The system will request that you log in. Simply utilize your TWU credentials, your username without the @twu.edu, and your password. The CIM system will then redirect the administrator to their personal page review console. This personal console centralizes all the proposals that are awaiting an administrator's input or approval in one location. Continuing with the examples of course proposals submitted in the first video, the academic component leader for the Department of Music and Drama should have received notification emails that courses are awaiting their input or approval. Should an administrator have multiple proposals awaiting their approval or review, the administrator can filter the list of proposals by keywords by selecting the filter list icon. For example, if we typed in world, the list narrows down to only those courses that have the word world in its title. To remove the filter, simply click the refresh list icon. Let's start with a course inventory change request to an existing course proposal that has been received by the administrator. For example, Music 1713, Music and World Cultures. When you select the course from your course list, information regarding the proposal is automatically populated into the console. To the right of the list is a series of tabs with additional information, including information regarding the page, the workflow status, which shows completed steps by individuals, as well as the pending steps. Note that most of the steps within workflow are identified by roles, which auto-assign the workflow to the appropriate individual. Should you wish to email an individual listed in your workflow status, it is better to scroll down into the body of the page and select a hyperlink from the corresponding individual listed in the workflow. Next to the workflow status are a list of files that have been attached as part of the proposal process. You can click on the hyperlinks here to download these files, as well as download the files from the full proposal, which I will demonstrate in a moment. The final tab is the revision history, which shows additional information regarding revisions. Further down the screen is the same information that appears in the proposal search and submission screen at nextcatalog.twu.edu/course-admin. If the course is being modified, the ecosystem shows and hyperlinks to the locations in the online catalog and within other course descriptions which reference the course being changed can be accessed. This can assist those administrators by identifying potential impact both internal and external to the component programs. Below the ecosystem is a brief summary of the course information in its current state. This online system identifies the proposed course change information of those fields listed in the summary by color coding new information in green and changed information with a red strike through. Note that this is only a summary of the course information housed in our student information system, and additional course proposal information such as the justification and comments by others in workflow are noted in the full proposal form, which I will demonstrate in a moment. First, let's look at the View Changes feature. When all changes is selected, the information below shows the difference between the original state of the proposal prior to any edits and the most current edited version on the proposal. Administrators are able to see the edits at each level of workflow before them by selecting from the drop-down list of individuals in workflow. If the individual selected has made any changes at their stage of workflow, the color coding will identify changes made by that individual in relation to the step just before them. Next to the course proposal information is the workflow. Note that workflow starts with any individual submitting a proposal to an academic component leader. All proposals are reviewed by the academic component leader, the associated college, the Office of the Senior Associate Provost, undergraduate studies or the graduate school. Additionally, academic assessment reviews new course proposals before the proposal is automatically rerouted to the academic component leader as part of the workflow for final edits and submission to the curriculum committee. To see the full course proposal details in its current edit state, including the proposal justification and comments by those before in workflow, click on the blue Edit button above the proposal summary and the full proposal screen will open in edit mode. When an administrator opens either the full proposal to modify a course or propose a new course, all the course proposal information in its most current state is presented, so there's no color markup showing changes. Both this edit course form and the proposed new course form are identical to the proposal forms utilized by individuals initiating proposal requests. Complete instructions on the utilization and features of these forms are presented in the first video, Introduction to the TWU Course Inventory Management System. Please watch this video for instructions and guidance concerning these forms. Although administrators in workflow have the ability to make changes directly to submitted course proposals, it is recommended that significant changes not be made without communicating with the individual initiating the proposal submission or the academic component leader. Rather, it is recommended that administrators add instructions in the comment fields since all proposals are routed back to the academic component for final revisions as part of workflow. If major revisions are needed before feedback can be adequately provided, an administrator can roll back the proposal to the appropriate individual before them in workflow. Say as the administrator, you note a simple change is needed to the course description. This revision is minor and the administrator can easily make the appropriate change themselves. For example, say in the catalog description here, the administrator determines that it's in-depth study of the theory of music. Perhaps the administrator also determines that the lab fee is too high and it should only be $12. When a revision requires slightly more input from the proposing academic component before submission to the curriculum committee for consideration, the administrator has the option to add comments and instruction guidance to the field at the bottom of the proposal form under the course reviewer comments. For example, perhaps the administrator has a question about the primary type of instruction, but wants to provide the academic component with the opportunity to determine this themselves. So the administrator may put a comment down here asking if the primary type of instruction is correct. We always request that if an administrator adds a comment anywhere on any of the proposals that is not just a change to the current content, that they identify themselves by adding their name to the end of the comment. This way we can keep a running list of comments from all administrators in workflow. Both the minor changes made directly to the proposal and comments added stay with the proposal as it moves through the remaining steps of the workflow approval process. As an administrator, once you've made your recommended changes or added comments to assist the academic component in revising their proposal, simply click on the Save Changes button. The edits will be saved and you'll be taken back to your Approved Pages console. You'll note that the course is still present in your queue. You can now select a proposal from the list and click the Approve button. If you determine that major revisions are needed to a proposal before you as an administrator can recommend any edits or provide feedback comments, you can open the course from the list and select the Roll Back button. This option will open a pop-up window that lists the prior stages of workflow. You can then select the appropriate workflow stage to send the proposal back to for additional edits. Note that you must provide a comment. Please make sure to provide sufficient details to assist the selected individual in workflow in making the additional edits. For example, let's go ahead and say, once you click the rollback button, the proposal will be sent back in workflow to the individual, disappear from your queue, and an automated email will be sent to inform that individual that the proposal has been sent back for additional edits. The proposal, once again, will need to proceed through its workflow path back to you for edits, comments, and approval. Now let's look at the proposal for the new course, Music 1613, Theory of Music for Adolescents. Once you've selected the course, a brief summary of the proposal information again will appear below. Given that this is a completely new course proposal, there is currently no color markup showing changes in the proposal information. If an individual in workflow before the current stage has made any changes to this summary information, you will see the changes in green and red markup. To see the full new course proposal, simply click on the Edit Course button again. The full proposal for a new course is more comprehensive than the information required in modifying an existing course. Again, an administrator has the option to make minor changes directly to the course proposal, add comments to the end of the proposal, or roll the proposal back to an earlier stage of workflow for additional edits. You'll also note that administrators have additional comment fields in new course proposals. These fields are located next to the measurable student learning outcomes and to the course requirements. Again, please remember to include your name after each comment added. Once you reviewed the full new course proposal and added your recommended revisions and comments, again, click the Save Changes button at the bottom of the proposal and approve the proposal through your console to send it through workflow. If you determine as an administrator that a proposal cannot be submitted during this curriculum committee period, the administrator has the option to shred the proposal. This will completely delete the proposal from the CIM system. A pop-up will appear asking you if you are sure you wish to shred this proposal, as the action cannot be undone. If you shred a proposal, it disappears from your queue. Please note that if you have any questions at any time, feel free to contact the Office of the Senior Associate Provost on the Denton campus at extension 813500 or at curriculum@twu.edu.